We were in Manila last month. And the trouble is, I can't get any young people to come and hear an old man speak. Because in Manila, we only had 10,500. Thank you. I've been thinking, we're all going to Salt Lake for the convention of all conventions. But there's a reason we all need to go. Let's say that they have 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 people. Great. That's because we're all going to come. But then, a few years from now, they'll all have to come here. Because Asia Pacific will dominate the future of USANA. I've been coming here for 40 years, 41 years. I've sat in the front row for 22 years with USANA, watching this little vision grow into a global vision. And I'm so excited at my age. Are you kidding? John Addison is the same age as two of my children. I said, John, don't worry, you're not old yet. So John and I go way back. I've been traveling for 45 years. Last year I was in 50 Chinese cities, over 1 million people. China has 98 cities with more than 1 million people in it. We have 9 cities in the United States with more than 1 million. My journey is very simple. I like to plant shade trees. John Addison likes to plant a garden. I like to throw seeds out all over the world, the seeds of greatness. This is the greatest company and the greatest group of people that I've been in for all my career. Oh, sure. Amway, New Skin, Mary Kay, Shackley, Avon, I spoke to all of them. After all, we sold a lot of books and tapes in those days. I not only have a child, 2, the same age as John Addison, I have a grandson who's going to be 40 years old. What? Oh no, he couldn't be. So I pay him $30 to call me Dad. No, wouldn't you? A 40-year-old grandson, you take him out to lunch and say, hey, son. He said, no, but you're my papa. My mother is your daughter. I said, shh, nobody needs to know. I have a great-granddaughter, 9 years old. So when your son has a daughter, you know that the bird of time is on the wing. You know that time is moving. Time is energy. Time is more important than money. The time of your life. She's almost 9 years old. She says, Papa, Daddy says you're rich. I said, he doesn't know. What I'm doing that he doesn't know is I'm taking all my children and grandchildren all over the world on trips that I want to take. And I'm making sure we go to Africa, Alaska, places where there is no cell phone service. So listen, if you take all your children and grandchildren all over the world and do what you love to do with them, and they can't text, then I'm spending the money that they would have inherited from me on those trips. They don't know that there's not going to be any money for them, just trips with Papa. It's a good idea to think about with your own children. I don't feel old. I may be in my 80s, but I don't feel like that. But 83, just getting started. I look in the mirror and I'm more worried about my complexion. Pimples. I mean, after all, I'm an adolescent. Every time I see a beautiful woman, my eyes go, why not? My brain says, are you kidding? And my body says, mm-mm. But I've been on USANA Nutritionals for a long time, and especially for my young friends in the Philippines. I did it for them, but no, they thought it was really weird. I mean, when you see a guy older trying to be younger, you just wonder what's going through my mind. I'll tell you what's going through my mind. Sure, I take ginkgo. Sure, I use all the USANA products. But I want to make sure that I remember every moment, every word, everything that I hear. I know Dr. Wentz, he'll look down during this part. And Dave says, not again. And Kevin says, you gotta be kidding. But I'm gonna do it anyway, just to show you that you can be as young as you think you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get on your mark, get ready to go. I'll tell you about a business for all generations. Why we're here in Singapore, all the celebration. Easy to explain, each without a product. Someone else for freedom, don't have to count it. Put a winner on the left, a winner on the right. Show them how to do it, call them day and night. First you gotta find it, get behind it. Hey, money, you wanna make some money, but what you wanna do is get rich doing good. Making people happy, doing things they should. Don't deny the good life, what you want to score. Not about the money, but I'm tired of being poor. You come to convention, you see how it's done, and you laugh and you cry and you have some fun. But the bottom line, it ain't no joke. You want to get rich so you won't die broke. So get back to the store. You can tell the story, not look like a fool. Remember what I told you. Put it in your pitch. Stuff will make you healthy, but you'll also get rich, getting healthy with it, getting wealthy with it. You probably prefer Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Pitbull, and Jay-Z. But when you're with USANA, you got old Dr. D. I can hardly wait to wake up. When I wake up, I go safe again. Let's go. And I sit and watch your story. Once again, it really pays off to listen and to watch. Even for a guy like me, you may think, why doesn't he retire? Do you know what that means, retire? It means go to bed. Retire. Or it means tired again. Or tired for the last time. I'm retried. I'm re-inspired. I'm trying to decide what to do for the next 20-something years. So my granddaughter, 8, she said, wow, you sold a lot of tapes. I said, yeah. She said, the ones that you wrap around your ankle or around your finger? I said, no, they're called cassettes. She said, what is a cassette? I said, don't even ask. She said, I don't know how you could play a tape, but you can play with tapes, but you can't listen to a tape. Only MP3, Papa. Only video streaming. Here, let me program your phone. Life. You gotta live it. I was in India last week, and on one page was Mahatma Gandhi. And he's the one that originally said, live as if you're gonna die tomorrow, but learn as if you're gonna live forever. That's right. So I live every moment. I can hardly wait to get into the day. What can we do today with this day? And the reason that I never get upset is no one has tried to kill me lately. So I never get angry unless they try to kill me. And I don't get sick because Dr. Wentz, one of my best friends, and I have a little place next to Sotheby. And if when I'm 99 or 100, I feel a little shortness of breath, I'll just push a button, and in Spanish, they'll come and pick me up and take me over there within 4 minutes, and I'll be alive still. What did I learn this convention, sitting, watching? I learned that adversity, challenge, is what motivates everyone to do their best. In Dr. Wentz's case, the early death of his parents. A driving force to give people what they need so they can live a life of happiness and joy and health. Every person here that I listened to had a story about overcoming. A single mother, somebody with a father, somebody wished that she could be just to hold her father's hand as he said her name. I listened carefully. Deborah Wu. And there's a message there. If the worth inside you is a diamond waiting to be carved, waiting to be polished, then isn't it true that when you were created, you have as much value already as any other human who's ever been born? Yes. If that means your value is already there, you don't have to prove it. All you have to do is polish it and cut it so that it shimmers brightly, and then serve it up. Because value is inside, not achieved. You don't achieve value, you express value from inside out. When I was in China, I was speaking a lot about Confucius, because I study Confucius a lot. Confucius say, people who shout the loudest are calling for help. Confucius say, men hard like rock, women soft like water, but water covers rock. Rock too stiff, water fluid. Confucius say, people who try to be impressive are the least impressive, and the people who want attention need it. A little Chinese boy came up and he said, wow, you went to school with Confucius? I said, well, no, he's 1,800 years old. I'm only 800 years old. Learning something inside out. My own story, simple. My father left home when I was 9. I felt guilty. I felt inadequate. I felt he left because of us. And I always wondered whether I was worthy. So I began to speak to get laughter, speak to get applause, to feel that somebody else appreciated me. And over again, it's true, I had a dream. We all do, right? My dream was I was standing in a tuxedo in a big ballroom with chandeliers in New York. And the audience was applauding. I don't know what I was doing, singing, acting, I don't know what it was, over and over. 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. And they were clapping. And my mother and father were in the front row. And they were smiling. And I remember as a little boy, I used to say, am I good enough now? Is it okay now? Do you approve of me now? And then in the 1980s, deja vu. I found myself in a tuxedo in New York, in Carnegie Hall, speaking to an audience who gave me applause to make me feel acceptable. But my mother and father were not there. But in my mind, I've always tried to overcome the challenge that each of us face. So listen carefully. Your greatest work will come in your greatest time of challenge. I wrote my best book when I was divorced, with custody of my 4 children, with no job and no money. Can you imagine writing a book called The Psychology of Winning when you're losing? How can a loser write about winning? Because I needed to learn what I was writing about. In other words, as you're sitting in the audience, that you didn't come up on the award ceremony, but you want to be up here. You believe you deserve to be up here. Just understand that you need to reach down inside in these difficult times, and that's when you'll do your best work. Because when things are going well, you coast. When things are going this way, you coast down. But when they're difficult, you climb and you push and you bring out the very best in your mind. I love this Life Unlocked. I love the theme of the convention because I like Mind Unlocked. This great universe inside your left ear and your right ear is the most incredible potential in the world. You can think of anything, and everything that is material has come out of a mind. It was just a thought. It was just an idea, and it became a solid thing. A phone, television, astronaut, space vehicle, because of this great mind. Make sure, as John Addison said, that what you put in your mind is as nutritious as what you put in your mouth. So I want you to put USANA health in your mind, so that when you think and when you speak, you'll be thinking the same way. That's all going to be part of the USANA thing. Mind Unlocked. The Olympians this year in Buenos Aires, Rio, see, he doesn't have as good a memory as we thought. He almost said Buenos Aires, but we know he really said Rio. See, I talk to myself a lot too. You do that when you get older. The good news is, if you like yourself, it's a good conversation. If you don't like yourself, it's an argument. Did you know that the Olympians don't try to win? They don't force to win. They don't push to win. They remember what they've learned from a coach, mentor, role model. You heard that a lot on the panel, didn't you? Role model, mentor, coach, learn, observation, imitation, repetition. Observation, imitation, repetition, internalization, reflex. In the Olympic Games, when they actually do their event, in that 2 minutes, 1 minute, fraction of a minute, they don't think, they remember. It's called muscle memory in the zone. And the zone is a place where you become, as a leader, where you don't think about winning. You don't think about succeeding. You remember what you've learned, and practice makes permanent. Practice makes permanent. If it's true that you are what you eat, well, then you are what you watch. You are what you read. You are what you listen to. You will become that to which you're most exposed. Look at your friends, you'll see your future. Look at your friends, you'll see your future. The future for Asia Pacific is one of the greatest futures. The tipping point has tipped to Asia Pacific. You know that. You know that the future of the whole world leans this way. Why? Empowerment. Not entitlement, empowerment. Having the motivation inside to make something of yourself based on your own efforts and the freedom of choice to be all you can be, no matter what challenge that you face. I hope to spend many more years with this company, and I'm looking forward to walking my 9-year-old great-granddaughter down the aisle when she gets married at the age of 25. Because then I'll only be 100. 100 is just a number. You can be a USANA winner even if you're a beginner. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. You can profit in inflation, redirect a nation, make life a celebration, if you think you can. It is not your talent or the gift at birth. It's not your income that determines worth. It is not your gender or the color of your skin. It's your attitude that lets you win. You can rise above. You can stay in love. You can lose the weight. you can find the perfect mate. Doesn't matter if you won before. Little difference with the halftime score. Never over till the final gun. Is there one? Keep on trying. You find you won. You grab your dream and then believe it. Go out and serve with value. You'll achieve it. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, we can. And we thought about it. And we thought we could. And we knew we could. And we decided we could. And we took the action. And we did. God bless and thank you for being with me.
Lupet.